Someone commented on one of my posts recently saying the guy in the photo needs to focus on his training because he was 70 kilos and under. And honestly, I think this is one of the worst takes that I've seen in a long time. Because not long ago, physiques like Zac Efron in Baywatch, who many guys aspire to look like, sits around that body weight. You've got people like pro bodybuilders like Sean Clarida, who is a lot lighter than that, and you'd walk into the gym and probably be scared seeing him in person. And apparently because they're a certain weight, they're classed as too skinny. So how have we got to a point where men are so generally concerned about seeing a lower number on the scale, but actually at the same time feel the unhappiest they've ever felt in their physique? And after coaching hundreds of guys over the last years, I know exactly why, and I'm going to hopefully reset your expectations in this video. I'm going to show you why the actual physique you want sits at a lower body weight than you think, why you're probably underestimating how much fat you have to lose, and use my personal journey and my clients to show you through the expectations of what can be achieved. And before we get into this, if you're wondering whether you should be dieting or building muscle, in the link below I've created a free physique guide which will actually create your calories, your protein, your training based off of your current body fat. Grab it after this video, and once you go through that, I think you'll look very different with your physique at the end. I generally think social media has broken people's expectations of what a lean, natural physique looks like. 10, 20 years ago, you probably compared yourself to your mates, maybe some blokes at the gym that you saw who thought you looked good, maybe even some celebrities online, but now it's completely different. Today, you're comparing yourself to enhanced bodybuilders, guys on TRT, guys taking peptides, potentially obviously performance enhancing drugs, and you're setting yourself up to fail by looking at these physiques thinking potentially that is where you need to be and that's the gold standard. And at the same time, the average man has got heavier, so what used to be average now looks overweight, and what used to be lean now looks skinny. So it's no wonder people are confused and wondering what to do. I'll use myself as a perfect example. At my heaviest, I was 200 pounds, and if you were to show me a picture of me at 155, 160 pounds, I probably would have laughed thinking that I would never have to lose that much weight to look how I wanted to. I genuinely thought I would have looked tiny, like I had no muscle and like I'd never trained. But the complete opposite happened. I felt the best I'd ever felt in my life. I looked like I trained for once because actually the fat that was covering my muscle wasn't there anymore. I got people asking me like, was I taking things? Was I on performance enhancing drugs? And the reality was I just lost so much fat that I finally looked big for one. And as a dad of two who trains consistently, I can tell you this now. Being leaner, being lighter, not feeling lethargic and super heavy is way easier than trying to carry around 200 pounds and a bunch of fat with it. What you've got to remember is your body composition matters more than your body weight. The biggest mindset shift that I can give you and I want you to really take in is there is no like kind of sign above your head as you're walking around saying what your weight is. Nobody looks at you and guesses your body weight. They look at your shape, they look at your arms, your shoulders, your waist, your legs, and that's what creates the impression of a lean athletic physique, not the body weight that you sit at. And this is why someone who is genuinely 70 kilos can look way bigger than someone who is 80, 90 kilos. And I'll show you some pictures here of clients that we've had at 70 kilos plus that actually look so much bigger than the guys that are way heavier. And we see this time and time again. I see it with so many guys that I coach. They lose a few kilos and then their friends are saying, oh, don't lose much more. Or maybe their partner's saying, you're getting a little bit too skinny. But this is that kind of phase where you need to push past that. You need to probably lose more because there's more fat that needs to come off. Let me show you using an example of real people. This is my client, John. He came to me many months ago sitting around about 80 kilos. He was unhappy with how he looked, holding fat around his midsection, his shoulders, his face, and just didn't like the way he looked in the mirror. Many months later, he's now 65 kilos, way under that 70 kilo bracket, and looking way bigger for it. Does he look worse because the scales went down? Not even close. He looked completely different, leaner, more athletic, and actually has energy again. And this is the thing that happens when you stop worrying about the scales for the first time and actually just worry about how you look and how you feel. And we see this time and time again with the guys we work with. The guys that fully commit, they usually lose way more than they think, and they sit at a naturally lower body weight than they've ever been at their life. Sometimes ones that they've not even seen since they've been in high school, college, or university. The big issue with most men is they just stop too early. They start a cut, they make some progress, they lose maybe a few kilos, and things start to look a bit better, but that's it. They don't go any further, and they stop before actually the things really change in the mirror. The physique that you're actually proud of, the one that you want to see, the one that you maybe see on my page or you see online, is one that usually is pushed past where you feel comfortable. It's one that a weight that you've never been before in your life. It's a body fat you've never been before. It requires discomfort that you've never maybe had to complete before. It's that phase that you need to go through of continually pushing where the actual physique you want at the end lies of it. So if you're watching this thinking, what do I actually need to do? Stop trying to hit a specific body weight and ask yourself, am I building the physique that I really want? And if the answer is no, you need to look at tracking your calories, hitting your protein, making that you're training enough, and trying to lose fat continuously until you've got to that point. And this is something that we can help you with for free in our free guide. This will take you through more than any kind of paid coaching experience will. We're going to take you through your initial calories and protein. We're going to give you a meal plan. You're going to have training programs to follow, and you're going to have walkthrough guides on how to get in the best shape of your life by just following that through. It's in the description below. Go and grab it. And of course, make sure to subscribe subscribe for the next videos as well.